Oh, this is cute. Brother and sister. Now you've got a time to beat, Ev.
You could do that in his sleep.
I don't know, it's running. It's running.
Well done. Thanks, man. Good job.
Oh, can't put Mandy on the blog, I'll just cover you out. Okay. I'll put a black marker, I'll put a censored thing over you.
You've already said the name.
You're basically Muhammad. Oh, I haven't got my microphone on. This probably sounds terrible. Let's fix that. We haven't seen... It is in 10:30, that is true. Why is it not auto-focusing on me? Now, today's workout, Adam, Jess, it's basically just going to be a giant time lapse, so we have to bring the banter beforehand. I have to get some content in with something. So, tell us your best stories.
Expensive SD cards.
Well, no, you're not even. You need it like out. I'll tell the world. It records the sensor image into its own like processor and solid state hard drive, so you can it records directly to a solid state, but as long as you want. Yeah, I don't know. Yesterday's workout was basically just knees to elbow. Time lapse. I was just thinking of time lapsing the sky. I mean, honestly, the workout has nothing in it other than us running, so I was just going to put a time lapse on. The workout itself will be like a minute of thing, and then we'll just go back into shooting the shit. But yeah, I thought about that. The other option was I'm like, I'll get a GoPro and strap it to me. I'm like, really? Like, and maybe have it facing me. Or get Adam's 360 camera and just like hold it the whole time. I mean, fuck, we could do that on like one of the runs. Alright, well, maybe what we'll do is that the first person who finishes then gets the camera and goes around and films everyone.
Always needed for like, if it's laps, do you do laps or is it just a 1.6?
I've got a 1.6K. Yeah. I mean, we could do laps. We could do 400s.
Laps, you sit there and film the first lap of the first 1.6 and the last lap.
Oh, and just like run with it? Yeah. That could be one. Jerry today? Jerry, 4-time, run a mile, row 2 kilometers, run a mile being 1,609 meters. US Army Sergeant Major Jerry Dwayne Patton, 40, died on October 15th, 2008 during a high altitude, high opening HAHO training. He was assigned to US Army USSOCOM and was preparing for deployment in Afghanistan. He's survived by his wife Molly and sons Chad, Cody, Chase and Connor. He's got 4 kids. First posted May 9th, 2010. What a legend. There's a badass photo of him here with scuba gear on, so looks cool. But this one's going to be pretty boring in terms of the viewing, so we'll probably just time lapse the workout, but we'll have fun with the warm up and see how we go. Let's do some rowing. Let's do some rowing. Do you want to do the rowing drills I did with the class?
Yeah. No, go for a little road. Alright.
Jess has been here for like 40 minutes and haven't done anything. Sat in the sun. So I went leg drive only, so I went from here. And then when you finish, the goal is to have your shoulders above your hips. And so to not like lean back, because it's a very common problem that people don't get their proper leg drive because they're leaning back. So I just do like 10 of these. Ev, did you see the 500 world record was broken? On the rower? 109?
No.
Yeah, 109. The guy's standing there like at the beginning, sort of psyching himself in, and I shit you not, his slide is like at the end of the excursion. Like he's that long.
All legs.
Yeah, he's fucking so much like
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah.
Then I went 10 hip swings, and then I went 10 arm and drops. So I always like drop down because it cues my correct path on the way down. And then I did 9 strokes, but the first 3 were segmented. The middle 3 were really slow, and the last 3 were like fluid. But the point was that I've been looking at like a bunch of rowing records and like freeze framing their technique. And if you were to be like, hey, the technique should be exact leg drive and then hip and then finish arms, they don't exactly do that. They kind of blend like the last 80% of each movements. So a lot of the time they're leg driving. They always initiate legs though. Yeah. It's very important to go leg initiation. And then when they're here, that's when their hip starts to move. and then before they've finished their arms start to move. So they kind of blend just the last section, but there is a very definite like delineation between leg drive, hip drive, and arm drive. And so that's why I got the crew this morning. I went legs, hips, arms. I got them to do 3 like that, so legs, hips, arms. And then I went 3 really, really slow. So, I mean, you can feel free to do that, do the three strokes. And so what happens quite a lot of the time is people will open hips without their legs extended. And then there's no, like they're here and there's nowhere, it just all ends up all arms. There's no hip arms. And then I did 3 really slowly where I was like, control, hip arm. Like I made sure there was a very deliberate body swing in there. Do it for you guys if you want. If you press the number 2 button on the side, so 1, 2. I find this is actually like the best tool to see how efficient your stroke is because it shows you the force curve. So the curve should be very steep at the start and then have a long, slow drop off. And so if you just do like 2 or 3 strokes, you kind of have a look, because I can see everyone's screens. So then if you just pause there and just look at Jess's screen, see how it goes steep and then tapers off? Yeah. That's more what you want. And if we look at your screen, Evan, that means you're not engaging the catch position hard enough. So when you're here, like you're loose and you're applying power slowly. Yeah. And so if I jump on the row in the front, I'll show you. What you want to do is that when you're at the start, be very rigid, very similar to a clean. You have all the tension, and then once it's locked in, and what this is showing your engagement from the leg. If you try and get, I'm still like, my pace isn't dramatic, it'll still curve out a little bit, but I still want that initial power to be on immediately. Yeah. And so I typically row with this screen up all the time, because when I get tired, I'm like, oh man, and I'm like doing this, and I notice that my curve is falling off, and I'm like, oh, all I need to do is fix my posture, and then my curve will come up, like immediately. So, yeah, well the numbers are good, but the thing is that this will tell you as well if you're like rowing too hard with the arms. So I can look at people's, it's such a good coaching tool. I'll go up to people's rowers and I just change it. And I'm like, you're rowing too hard with your arms. Or you're rowing too hard with your hips. Or you'll see, like, if you just deliberately row badly, you'll see the curve change. Like 139.
Just keep doing that.
We're gonna need a huge head start.
I should have sat down.
I wonder if we could handicap it that we all finish at the exact same time.
Give me 10 minutes. I'll just start.
Alright, Ev, you need to know where a mile is. Let me show you.
There you go, it's got the maps up.
I've got it here.
It's got the map up.
Where's here? So we run for like...
Back on the same track or back there to Barwon Terrace?
No, back on the same track. It's actually too far if we run around there. You gotta run from the timber. And you gotta run back to the timber. And we have to run to this side here. That's our mile track. Because that gets us that extra 9 meters. That's a mile. This is 1,609 meters, because this is 800 meters to here. So I'm like, alright, we'll run to there and back. It's guaranteed, it's probably just over, but... Well, that's why I wanted to go to Landy Field, but there's athletics there today.
There's a school there right now.
Because there is a literal mile start point that's with a curve and everything that you can run off.
Is there?
Yep.
97.
Would you stop your guns if I had you on my side? Come and seal your fate till the end of my desire.
You know what's really nice is it was like there's a tailwind on the way out.
Yes.
I was running out, I'm like, fuck, am I good at running all of a sudden? As soon as I turned around, I'm like, oh no, it's just tailwind.
I just never feel a tailwind.
You go too fast.
Too heavy, mate.
23:10, 23:47, 6:40, 40,
24, 54.
24:54, 27:47. There you go. That's fast. Yeah. Jesus, please let my memory cards work. And thank you to Jerry. I did have the running up the hill. I'm like, all right, every 100 meters. Jerry's got 4 kids, just 100 meters per kid. I'm like, now I gotta go real fast. I did from like the very corner. I've got like mine, and then like all his. I don't have to slow down. Yeah, like as soon as I hit the corner. Yeah, oh yeah. I tried to recover on the way out. Like just like I'm like I need to find the rhythm here. Because then you got the tailwind, you got that slight uphill. I'm like I don't have to go super quick. But as soon as I spun around the pole, I'm like, all right, go time. I can suffer for 4 minutes.